Okay, welcome, friend and foe alike. It is me, your host, the Scalawag, with my co-host, Big Kenny. We're going to be, go ahead, Kenny. We're going to be talking some shit to you today. We're going to snatch them right out of the fucking headlines and throw them across your palate so you can taste the shit right in them. Okay? We're going to enlighten you, make you a smarter individual, and if you don't agree to that, you can call me a dumb fucker. So it doesn't make a difference as long as you listen and learn a little, because it's better to learn a little than be sitting in the darkness and ignorance, right, Kenny?
Yep. Let's get to the first question. What you think? Your boy Billy Gates up there selling avocados, I heard.
Yeah, well, me and Kenny, we had a test run last week, and we were talking about this outside coating that Bill Gates had developed about to cover the avocados to make it last twice as long. Put it on fruits and stuff. They had it on zucchinis and shit, cucumbers and shit like that. Well, I tend not to talk about shit I don't know about, but I do know about some avocados because I just purchased some recently from Costco. And I'm going to tell you about these fucking avocados. I cut into them. You cut around. The way I dissect an avocado is I take it and cut it around, and then I twist it real nice, and then I've got the big seed in the middle, and I take a knife and I hit the seed in the center of the seed, and I twist it, and I throw that fucker in the trash. Okay. Well,
and what happened?
Well, that's the way shit's supposed to work, Kenny. But guess what? The shit didn't work like that. That shit was fucked up, How it was fucked up, Scal? Well, I'm going to tell you there, Kenny. The fucking whole avocado comes out with all the meat on it. I mean, when I hit the seed pulls out and all the avocado there. And I've got to take a fucking spoon, Kenny, and get all the meat off of there. It gave me twice as much fucking work. And the shit was half, it may have lasted a long time, and maybe that was they got to bring it from farther distances, but it wasn't riper, and it had a lot more, what I would say, bad meat on it, because I've been cutting avocados all my life. We had an avocado tree right in the front yard of my house, right there, Kenny? You remember? Fucking avocado tree must have been 100 years old. Always had perfect fucking avocados. In fact, I'm a little sad, Kenny. You know why I'm sad? Because I took that fucking tree for granted. That tree produced fucking avocados until from 1970 something. Until the time we got rid of that house in 2008. So that's a fucking long time for that fucking avocado. Perfect fucking avocados.
I remember too. What was that tree that was in the backyard?
Persimmon tree?
It was a lemon tree, huh?
I don't know. I don't remember that one. It might have been after I left, but I know we had a persimmon tree. What is the one with the little red fruit in the side? What is the fuck is that? But that was on the side of the yard. Okay. Anyway, people don't want to hear that shit, but what I'm trying to say here is about this fucking those avocados, every one of them worked that way there, Kenny. They fell on the ground, you cut them, and slapped that center seed with a knife and twisted it once. You pulled it out. You got the meat of the avocado. You cut it up in fourths and ate them in slices. That was the way it worked. Now, for the first time in my whole fucking life, and I'm over 60 years old, so I'm going to tell you, I've had a long fucking life. So there you go. That's the first time in my fucking life these things are not working the way they're supposed to. You got to skin the fucking meat off of the seed. Now, why is this sticking to the seed? I don't know, but it could be because of Bill Gates bullshit. Now, if you're going to make something better, make it better. But if it makes me have to work an extra 10 minutes to skin the avocado after I've already cut the fucker nice, and they've been working that way nice for 50 years. I've been cutting avocados, love them. But now these fucking avocados come out and they just gut out from the shell, and you got to skin the meat off the seed. Now that's.
But what I want to ask you, Alan, how did it taste?
Well, as I told you, the outers, it was. You could see that it had some kind of. That it had. You ever seen an avocado that when it gets ripe, it turns a little brownish. A dark green. Well, the old outside of the avocado was a dark green because it was apparently it lost the connection to the outer shell. Okay, so when you came off, I mean, the meat was still halfway decent. It didn't taste as good as a regular avocado. On my own, being an avocado connoisseur, I thought it didn't, but I was throwing it into the salad anyway. It was going to get diluted with the rest of the, the what do they call it, Epicurean delight that I was preparing. But anyway, that's what I'm trying to say. And it was all the rage. I saw CNN, MSNBC, and all of them were talking about, hey, Bill Gates invented this. And apparently this new coating that he puts on there is made out of vegetables, and it kind of has the consistency of plastic, and they spray it on the outside, and it keeps the fruit from oxidizing, and it holds the moisture into the fruit. But like I said, the avocado that I had was not. I've had a couple of bad ones from that. In fact, I found out that the wifey threw a few away. So because she cut into them and said, hey, these avocados ain't worth a shit. So anyway.
How much was it?
The avocados? Well, they were reasonable. They was like $6 for 8, for 6. So it was like $1 a piece. So, that's the going rate. Sometimes you get lucky and you walk in there and they're like $3.98. So, and they're ripe avocados. So anyway, but we beat that that avocado horse to death. But I've had some, check this out. I bought some cucumbers too, and those motherfuckers. I went to Costco, and I don't know if they're spread, but they're in like a plastic. There's 3 of them, and they're big old long ones. Got about the size of a horse dick. You know what I'm saying? So these long ones, they're about almost 2 feet long. So
a cucumber?
Yeah, about 2 feet long.
That shit ain't real.
No, it's a big long. Go look when you go to Costco. They're in a plastic. Maybe they're 1.5 feet. Okay, 2 foot, foot and a half. Yeah, big ass fucking thing. Anyway, when I send you a picture of that stuff, I'll send you a picture of one. You don't try to call me a liar, buddy. I'm telling you the truth. Have I ever lied to you, Kenny?
No, but I'm just saying that's just letting you know that shit is fucking chemical born ass fucking shit.
well, they've been good, man. I've been using them, and I buy them from Sam Club or Costco, and they're the same. I guess they sell it to the same thing. But recently,
so you like it?
I do like them. I mean, nothing like a fresh cucumber in your salad. And I love salad. So anyway, I cut them up, and but lately the fucking cucumber was I had to throw away 2 of them. Because you could push your finger through them. And they had that plastic wrap on them, because I'm thinking that they're trying to do the same thing, keep them from oxidizing and keeping the water in there. But for some reason, I went to Costco and I was checking out. Only thing I bought was cucumbers, just 3 fucking cucumbers. got in the line, got up there, and I pushed my finger in, and my finger almost went through the fucking cucumber. So I went back and found the cucumber, and I had to go through 6 fucking cucumbers to find one that didn't have the soft spot to it. So I'm thinking maybe they spraying that shit on that too, and it might have, and they're putting them in plastic bag. So it might be a problem putting them in plastic bags when you do that. But I found that I got the cucumber home, and it was it wasn't as fresh as the other cucumbers. It was kind of like a green cucumber. It was just on the edge of being just getting to be ripe, crunchy, which is all right. Yeah. I don't mind them being crunchy, a little bit crunchy, but I don't want them to be like, like an apple in consistency. You know what I'm saying? They should be more a little soft, crunchy. No, anyway, that's my dissertation on cucumbers. Okay, now, next fucking thing we're going to talk about is this UAW strike. What do you think about this shit there?
That's your boy, Elon Musk?
No. This is just a strike against the big 3 auto manufacturers.
Oh, man, it's America history, dude.
Yeah.
It's over with. Too much greed. What? Everybody.
Oh, so what you're trying to say is the auto workers are the greedy motherfuckers here?
No.
Okay. Well, who's the greedy motherfucker?
Motherfuckers who own the company.
Okay. Well, you know who that is. Those fucking CEOs that getting like $20-30 million. Now, check this out, Kenny. Interesting statistics. Long time ago, when these auto companies were new, they used to have like the worker would make a certain amount, and the CEOs would make like 30-40% more. I'm not 40, 30 times more. So if you had a guy making $5 a week, multiply that down 30 times, you'd have the amount of pay that a CEO. Now, these motherfuckers are getting 300 times what these guys are getting paid. Now, do you think that's fair?
No.
Yeah. When you think about that, you got to ask yourself the simple question, what are these motherfuckers doing that they deserve that much money?
Nothing. Just telling people what to do.
They don't even tell people to do. They sit up there, they become the head of the company, and they may make some decisions about a car or something like that, but the day-to-day running is underlings under them. But they're getting the pay. See, because they're the economic royalists that I always talk about. These motherfuckers think, hey, well, I'm running this company, and I should get paid this amount of money. Well, let's talk about what your value is. Would that company lose substantial money if that motherfucker wasn't there? Because they change CEOs all the fucking time. Now, do you think I would venture to say there, Kenny, that you could take some motherfucker that's been sitting on the line in Detroit for like 30 years, and that motherfucker could run the company. He could probably figure it out better than the fucking CEOs out there, and I would challenge them to understand, to put one of those people in there. Put that motherfucker in charge. Give him a month. I bet you he could figure out shit and do the same stuff as that. Because we, in America, we have this hero worship shit, that people, because they went to Harvard and all this other stuff, they think, oh, these motherfuckers are so smart. They did this, and they've been running. They've been sitting around all these people, these captains of industries and stuff like that. What I've found, and I've met some millionaires in my day, had some friends that are millionaires. None of them don't impress me of being extremely smart motherfuckers. What I think it is more luck than smarts.
Yeah.
you falling into shit. Now, hey, I may be wrong. You know, there's some people that's fucking, amazingly, but what I find is most people who like Henry Ford, everybody thinks Henry Ford, this great fucking guy, you know. He was an anti-Semitic fucker. He was one of these people who, they say, one of the things they said great about him was he started giving his workers a living wage, okay? But you know what the caveat of that shit was?
What was it, Scal?
He had to go into your house and see that you were happily married, that you were a Christian man, you were doing all this shit. Now, what motherfucker has the right to come in your house on your off time and look in your life, and that's going to be a primer of your pay? How in the fuck does that have anything to do with your pay? Does that make you a better employee? I would venture to say you probably have some guy like Otis the Drunk can walk in there and get on that assembly line and work harder than any other motherfucker in there. Don't matter what their religious beliefs are or whatever. But I would venture to say that there's somebody out there can outwork the most religious person in there, and he's probably the most sinful individual there is. So why does that have anything with you having a living wage and pay? Okay. So Henry Ford wasn't that great of a man. He only figured out basic economics. He said, well, shit, I'm making these cars for the common man, and these motherfuckers can't afford it if I don't pay them a living wage. You know? It's like me and you. We can't afford a Bentley. Now, maybe you can, Kenny, but I can't. So, so they don't make a lot of them. They make a little bit of them. But if Bentley was making them for the common man, he would have to price them like a Ford Festiva, you know? So, but you have to know how these, how people get their money. Now, I want to talk about labor. I'm a union man. I was in the union all my life, firefighters union. So I'm a union man. Didn't like my union. I thought they were wasn't great. You know, they had a little bit of the corruption that all union had. But I'll tell you one thing, when your shit was in the ringer, it was good to have a union because your employer would fuck you like a house cat, Kenny. I mean, they would fuck you so hard because the union becomes the institutional knowledge that you need to come when you're fighting against an organization that has lawyers. They know all the fucking rules back and forth. You don't know jack shit. You know, they hand you a manual, you read it once. What the fuck? Did you commit it to memory? Are you a lawyer? Are you a Clarence Darrell? No, you're not. You're just a normal individual that wants to suck his beer down, go home, watch some football, and just have some place to stay, right? Yeah. So the union becomes your institutional memory. It knows the rules because it's sitting there representing the employees. It knows that when you get time and a half, when you're supposed to get it, when you're supposed to get paid, what your pension is supposed to be, it makes the rules. It brings a democracy to the workplace, so you're not going to get fucked over. Now, let's talk about, they say the union is unreasonable because these guys want 40%. Hey, they want 40% wage increase. But let's go back to 2008 when these motherfuckers took pay cuts. You know? When the automobile industry was going down the tubes and the government lent them all money, except for Ford. We're going to give Fords their props. They didn't take no money, but GM and all these other motherfuckers are going to go out of business, you know, because they made bad decisions. But, you know, here's what I love this. I was watching some fucking one of those the business shows. And it was all these CEO types, and they were talking about the government can't tell CEOs, because right after they gave them that money, they jacked up the pay for the CEOs. Well, why would you pay some motherfucker that almost took your business away, give him a bonus? Now, every motherfucker that was in charge of that should have been looking for a job. So, okay, you motherfuckers go work back on the line for a little while until you get to understand how valuable it is to have a job. Okay? Yeah. But they didn't do that. They gave these motherfuckers bonuses. What are you giving somebody a bonus? What in your line of work and where you live, what do you think you get a bonus for? Somebody gives you a tip because you did a good job, right?
Yeah.
If you was sitting in there farting in the car and gave them warm water and some rotten apples in the back seat and they gave you a tip, what the fuck would you think? Huh? But that's the same way as these fuckers doing to these CEOs. So they got all bonuses and shit. And then, like I said, they were on the news saying, well, the government shouldn't tell us how to run the business, but hey, the government's now your partner. They bailed your ass out. And you know the reason why they bailed those fuckers out? It wasn't because they love them. It was because we need auto manufacturers. People need to work. But you know what? We're a warring society. And if you lose Detroit, if you lose those automobile manufacturers, can you turn those fuckers into tanks anymore? No. You can't make shit. Okay? So that's self-preservation. We had to save those motherfuckers. You get that, Kenny? So we had to save the motherfuckers, but do they appreciate it? And we saved them and told them, say, okay, we're going to own stock in your company, but we're going to be a silent partner. We won't tell you what to do. Now, you have some motherfuckers who just almost went bankrupt, and you're going to give them a whole bunch of cash, and you're going to tell them, well, I ain't going to tell you how to run your business. What the fuck? What bank would do that? Huh?
Yeah, it's crazy.
What bank would do that kind of shit? Only the Bank of America, our bank, the United States of America, would do some shit like that. And they all paid it back. Yeah, we'll give it to them. But then, see, all of those automobile workers took concessions in order to save the company. They all took less money. They all got less raises. Now these motherfuckers are making big money, and they tell them, oh, well, the only thing I can give you 6%, and one of them says, hey, I'll give you 20%. So do they deserve money? Well, of course they do.
Yep.
You know? They deserve to get a wage. And if they say 40%, okay, but then you're not considering the concessions they made. And also, if you go by the amount of money they made before the fucking companies circled the drain, then you'll see that the fuckers are behind. You know, inflation goes up every year. In the last couple of years, it's been going up like 2, 3, 4, 5%. Okay? Are those workers getting 2, 3, 4, 5% raises? They're not.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're going behind. They're getting a pay cut every year. So when they come up to you and say, hey, can we have 40%? And you say, well, fuck you. I ain't giving you nothing. And then they say, well, they don't want them because they're going to have these electric cars. They don't want them to unionize the battery plants. Well, why not? These people are working in a battery plant. What's the difference between them and the engine plant? Nothing. You know, except they're dealing with electronics instead of a big old hunk of metal. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. I'm all for. Go ahead.
I want to, Gally.
Yeah.
Why do you think these people are so greedy, bro?
Yeah, because I think what we have, and you're going to think I'm crazy, but I'm going to break it to you. What I think the United States government and the people in we are we have a disease, I think it is, of idolizing wealth, thinking that wealth is the end all be all, thinking that a person who's wealthy is this master manipulator, So that's part of it. But one of the things, what if have you ever watched commercials on television? I want you to think about this, and everybody out there, I want you to think about this. Commercials on television. Look at what it says for your small business. It says, we care about your business. The small business owner. Everybody's a small business owner. All they care about is business. What about regular people who go to a job? They don't have a business. They're just working. They're just going out there to work. But every commercial you talk about, you're a small business. We're 100% behind you. Citibank, we're gonna do this. Oh, we're gonna do that. We're gonna give you money. We're gonna make sure that your business. We're gonna do this. We're gonna manage your payroll. We're gonna give you. We're gonna manage your employee discipline. All this stuff they do. It's all thinking that business is everything. And I'm like George Carlin. You remember what George Carlin said about a businessman?
What did he say?
He said, a guy comes up to me, and he said, and this is a paraphrase because I don't remember the precise wording, but he said, guy comes up to me and tells me he's a businessman. What the fuck does I mean? What the fuck does that mean to me, that he's a businessman? He says, all that means is he's a guy that'll fuck you every which way. He says, you ever been fucked by a guy? And he says, it's business? Huh? Haven't you ever heard that statement? Hey, man, don't take it personal. It's just business. Like business gives you a right to fuck somebody out of something. You don't have to be a decent individual because it's just business. You can't be decent to another individual because it's just business. He said, I'm a good businessman. So what should let's take that statement down and understand what it means. I'm a good businessman because I fucked up. I fuck people for a living. I fuck over you. It's kind of like a used car salesman. Everybody expect a fucking car salesman to be a crooked motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
Okay. They know it. We know it. Everybody knows. You find an honest car salesman, you say, what? What the fuck? I've met two of them my whole life. I met two honest car salesman. The rest of them, I said, I took a friend of mine. This is a side story. You got to hear this. I took a friend of mine down to get a car. They said, Scally, take me down to the car dealer. And, cause I'm afraid of him. I said, okay, I'll go there with you. I got some negotiation skill. So I go in there and I said, well, what's going to be the interest rate on this car? And they got good credit because I've already checked all that shit. I know they don't have great credit. They got about 680. That's all right. Mm-hmm. So I said, or 680 or 700, right up in there. That's almost normal. Okay. So they go in there and, they get this car salesman come in, and he says, I'll get you this car, says as such. And then he comes in and he says, 18% interest. I said, 18% interest? I said, what the fuck are you talking about? Everybody up and down the streets got 2% interest on their cars. What the fuck? You know what he told me? Come on.
What?
Guess. Come on, Kenny, guess. What did he tell me?
He said that you had bad credit.
No, he didn't even. He said, I had to try.
Man, see, that's what I hate, bro. I hate the fucking con artists, dude.
I had to try to fuck you. I couldn't be honest. I had to try. So it was an imperative for him. He had to try. And then I was driving away and he's calling me on the fucking phone. He said, hey, I'll give it to you. I said, hey, you shot your wad, man. I said, why would I fucking trust you with anything? I said, you're done, brother. You're done. I said, you tried to fuck me. And you know what he said? What did he say, Kenny? Come on. What
he said the same shit?
It's just business. You motherfucker. It's just business.
Well, then you ain't going to be doing no business.
Oh, no, he'll find another sucker that goes in there, but he didn't find this one. But that's what I'm trying to say. But I went on a side jaunt, but what I'm trying to say is that's what's wrong with America, where they don't understand the what I would say the importance of enough, having enough.
Yeah. Okay.
If you have enough, see, people want, I see all these people, they're grasping. They want to be a millionaire. Oh, if I was a millionaire, I'd be happy. Okay, I want to direct you. There's a whole bunch of horrible stories of motherfuckers who won the lottery. They have horrible luck. If your head ain't right and they give you money, it doesn't change you. It doesn't make you any better. See, people evolve because they become caring people. Okay? You don't evolve. It doesn't make you better because you got money. Money doesn't make you better. You can be rich and be an asshole and be poor and be a saint. Money doesn't make who you are. But in our society, that is the caveat. Oh, if I'm rich, and that goes, there's the, that goes, and I'm just going to mention this and we'll discuss this in another podcast. But there's a thing called, you ever heard of the Calvinist religion?
No.
Okay. Well, one of them, the Calvinist religion believes that most people are evil. And how would you figure out which people are not evil on this earth? How would you figure it out, Kenny? How would you think they would figure it out?
Let's see. The way they treat people.
No, it's not how you treat your fellow man. That would probably be common sense. But they say the people who have wealth, because God has blessed them. You see?
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Do you see there's an undertow of how our country work in that Calvinist? Because we believe if you got wealth, that must be God's bless you. No.
Yeah.
God, maybe he be cursing you. Huh? You ever wake up, you ever think about, that a person that has millions of dollars never really knows if someone loves them for who they are. They never know if he really has a friend. Don't you think that's a curse?
Yep, because you don't know who the hell is real or not.
You'll never know because that money has now created like this this magnet that draws people to you.
Yeah.
So, anyway, now that goes to my next fucking person, which is going to be this motherfucker, Elon Musk. Okay.
Hold on, Kelly. Hold on.
Hold on. This motherfucker, did you hear what he did in Ukraine?
Yeah.
This motherfucker sits here, private citizen, giving those people support, this Starlink satellite, and then whips out his fucking laptop while they're going to make a critical attack on Russia, This motherfucker comes out and says, oh, okay, I'm going to shut this Starlink down so they can't use it for the GPS and the electronics. I'm going to shut it down because I don't want the Russians to be mad at me. Now, this traitorous motherfucker, do you know where most of his money came from? Do you think this motherfucker is some kind of super brain motherfucker? You know how he got money to make Tesla?
America, government grant.
That's right. Hey, Kenny, you got it. This motherfucker has a government grant. And you know what? Later on, years later, you know what he says? He said, well, we shouldn't be doing that anymore, helping small businesses become big businesses anymore, because he got his. He's he's what I call a drawbridge motherfucker. Once he gets in the castle, he pulls up the drawbridge and say, fuck everybody else. But I started digging in this motherfucker. Let me tell you, you know where he came from South Africa, right?
Yeah.
You know where his father came from?
His
father came from Canada.
What?
Yeah. He came from Canada. And he was some kind of techno cult fucker. I haven't delved that deep into it, but he went to South Africa during the apartheid so they can whiten up the society. So he's a fucking supporter of apartheid. He goes there because they're giving out free land, taking all the Africans' land and giving it to these white people that come from Canada. And that's how Elon Musk comes. Then he comes here and he starts Tesla. Then he starts SpaceX. And I would suggest anybody to go look at
PayPal first, right?
What was that?
He started PayPal first.
Oh, that's right. He had PayPal. That's right. He was he got into PayPal business because I guess he's a programmer of some degree. So he got into PayPal, and then he sold PayPal for billions of dollars, and then he started I guess a SpaceX or Tesla. I don't know the anthology of each one, but each one he had his fucking hand out. He's a billionaire or millionaire, but his fucking companies was failing. You know, he should be every time you see him, he should say all hail Barack Obama, because he's the one that gave him the grants to make Tesla, you know? And then I saw a 60 Minutes thing about SpaceX, and he was getting government grants to create this rockets to go into space. Now he's selling all of the the U.S. government is using him to send payloads into space. Now, here's the thing. Remember what I told you about? We were talking last week about, you guys didn't hear, but me and Kenny was talking about. We were talking about socialism. Now, here to me is at the degree of this guy's fucking hubris should be the first victim of any kind of socialism. If they ever take away a business and take it over, it should be the federal government taking fucking Tesla and SpaceX and everything this motherfucker owns, because he's been given the gift of America. He comes to America, he makes money here, and then he has the audacity to work against the interests of the country that has adopted him. What do you think of that, Kenny?
Like you said, he a fucking traitor.
He is fucking, I can't believe that shit. I just can't believe it. But hey, you know, people love his cars, you know. I won't buy a car from him because, first of all, I hear the fit and finish of them are pretty bad. You know, they don't fit like they ain't no Lexus. You know, they don't fit like a Lexus, and they don't run like a Lexus. You know, there's a lot of people with them, and most of that. And, you know, here's another thing. What do you think is driving the sales of his cars? Tax credits from the government. But he's the first one to say, oh, no, we need to stop doing that. We don't need to be giving nobody else no tax credit because he's getting them. He don't want no, you know? He don't want no competition, and he wants to pull that drawbridge up, you know?
Yeah.
He thinks everything he did was by himself. He don't see the sail says U.S. pushing his boat down the river. You know, he don't see that. But, see, that's what I'm saying, is that somebody like that comes to this country, and do you think he has any loyalty to the United States?
Hell no.
No, he don't.
Man, everybody that come here from another country get better benefits than the people that was here.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They don't. Hey, they. You know, what was it? Martin Luther King said that. You know, when they freed the slaves, and they said, then they turned around and tell the slaves to pull themselves up by their own bootstraps. And he said, it is a pathetic joke that to tell a man without any boots to pull himself up by his bootstrap. He said, but the other thing is that they freed the slaves and didn't give them anything. They didn't give them any farm to land. I mean, the farm to eat with, nothing. All they wanted to be slavery by another name. You know, they wanted you to continue to work, but you know, you wasn't enslaved. So that means the master didn't have to take care of you anymore, but they could pay you pennies on the dollar. I digress. But what were they doing to the white Europeans when they came over here?
Giving them gifts.
Oh, they're giving them land. They set up the farm bureau to help them plant crops. You know, they'll tell you all these people. You talk to them and they'll say, "Hey, you know, my parents came over here in Ellis Island and they didn't have nothing." Yeah, but they got free land.
They got the grant from the government.
Yeah, they got the government help. You know, they got seed from the government. You know, they were helping them. But were they helping the poor blacks? Oh, hell no. They didn't give them shit because they wanted them to be perpetual slaves. You know, that's what they did. That's why they didn't want to educate them. That's why they created the Jim Crow system. That's why when you turn around and that nothing makes me more angry than somebody telling me that they did everything on their own. He said they didn't do shit on their own. Everyone had wind at their back or wind in them in their face. You know what I'm saying? Yep. If you have wind at your back, that means you get to go further. If you have wind in your face, that means it slows you down. Now, who do you think I'm talking about when I say wind in their face?
Give me a clue, yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about the black people. If you ever been in a windstorm and have the wind at your face and you're trying to walk, shit, and it's pushing you backwards, well, that's what they do. Oh. Now, if you have the wind at your back, you're moving pretty fast, ain't you? Okay, there you go. You either have the wind at your back or wind in your face. And I guarantee you they had the wind at their face. Okay. Well, anyway, Kenny, we've beat this fucking podcast to death, but we talked about some very important issues. We got into some shit today, but, and we can always do more, but I hope people will learn a little bit, understand that, the working man ain't trying to fuck you when he wants to get a decent wage. Understand that the rich man is not a genius. Understand that the rich man, for some reason, in some instances, I might add, may be the cause of evil, may be the cause of being inconsiderate, you know, because once you get on that pedestal, you believe it's easy. Have you ever heard somebody say, well, it was easy for me? Huh?
Yep.
You ever heard that statement? Oh, it was easy for me. Why can't you do what I did?
Well, they don't make all grants equal.
That's right. And they don't give it to everybody, you know?
Yep.
So when you say that, why can't I? Well, I can personally say why, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I've had people talk about, I don't understand why somebody's homeless, you know? We went in that rant last week, but we're going to have to do it again. But but they said, what I can understand why somebody they must want to be homeless. I don't think anybody wants to sit out in the street, especially where I live, 115 degrees. I don't think you want to be sitting on the street in 115 degrees. You know, I don't think it's good for your health, you know, unless you're sitting in the air conditioner. But if you're sitting on the street looking for something to eat, nah, that ain't something I would want to do. If you want to do that, then you need a psychologist. Well, okay, Kenny, that's going to be the end of that. And what I'm going to say is we're going to be out of here, and hopefully we'll get another podcast up and on the if you condone this shit, you'll own this shit on Spotify. So our first episode is already up there, and we'll be trying to get one out at least once a week. So you loyal listeners, tune in. And as I said, if you don't like what I say, hate listen. If you like what I say, then listen for enjoyment. But I guarantee you'll learn a little. Scalawag out.
Go, Scally.
Oh, and by the way, all you people that want to sit here and hold a pencil to me, everything I say is the Scalawag's opinion. And I can give you the facts, but it's all opinion. So, Scalawag out.